Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. I tried the TikTok thing and hated it, so we're back on YouTube again. I had a YouTube channel, I want to say back in 2014. I was watching some booktubers back then, wanted to give it a go, made like 10 or so videos and gave up. So this is something that I've always wanted to do, so here we are. So today I'm going to be doing my August wrap up and my September hopefuls. I know that we're already pretty much halfway through August when this video is going to come out, but it's fine, it's just a start. What can you do? As you can see, I've got my bookshelves behind me. There are a lot of books on there. I think I've got about 400 odd at the moment, but I did get through a fair few in August. So without further ado, let's get in. So I have my phone in front of me because I cannot remember anything, but I did finish 6 books in August. That is less than I would normally finish. However, it was a really busy month. I did go to Ireland to visit some family and I didn't actually read a lot while I was there, so that did take a whole week out. So that is, what, 3 books roughly, because I usually read about 10 a month. I did finish 6 in total. So let's talk about them. So the first book that I finished was on my Kindle and it was a photo finish book by Elsie Silver. So that is part of the Gold Rush Ranch series. I'm really into that series at the minute. I got into Elsie Silver, I would say probably at the beginning of this year. I've read the entirety of Chestnut Springs. I have obviously started her New Year series. Is it Rose Hill, I think? I can't remember. It is behind me. I've got all of her books behind me, as you can see up here. Wild Love is the new one, and Wild Eyes, I believe, is the second that comes out in 2 days from when I'm filming this. I do have the other 2 to go, and I did start the 3rd one. I think I'm about 19% through, but I haven't actually finished it just yet, so I hope to finish that in September coming. The second book I read was Mortal Follies. So this book was on my to be read pile for a little while. My friend Olivia gave it to me and said I would enjoy it. Now, this book, I liked it, but it did take me a wee while to get through. It was a slog, I'm not gonna lie. So it was a little bit of a slog to get through. I don't think I've read anything else by this author and I don't know if I will again. I wasn't too convinced in the storyline. It didn't grip me like a book should grip me. I did finish it. I gave it a 2.5 stars. However, I don't think it'd be something that I would pick back up again. So that book, I do have the physical copy. It will probably go into the donate pile or to give back to my friend in case she wants it back. The 3rd book then that I read was Her Radiant Curse by Elizabeth Lim. I love Elizabeth Lim. She is an auto-buy author for me. I just love how whimsical and fantasy-like her books are. They are such a cozy read. I love them, and whenever she releases more books I will be picking them up. But you do have to see the cover of this book because it is stunning. So this is the cover. I love it. I actually got it for my birthday last year when I turned 25, and funnily enough I turned 26 in 2 weeks, so it's taken me almost a year to read it. It does have these gorgeous pink edges. I think it is a Waterstones exclusive edition, and it is actually signed by the author, which I think is really funky. So it is actually signed. I love it. I think it's so beautiful. It will probably stay on my shelves. I do have the other books by her, the 6 Crimson Cranes. Is that what it's called? Yeah. I have the 6 Crimson Cranes books, and they are also beautiful. They're these gorgeous pink covers, and this will look so beautiful next to those. So the next books that I have read, the next 3 books, I loved. So I've got 1 paperback and 2 hard copies. So I read The House in the Cerulean Sea by TJ Klune. I love this. I didn't actually think that I would like any of TJ's books. When I got gifted it by my friend Olivia, who read it first, I didn't actually think that I would enjoy it. It was the nice sort of combat of cozy and whimsical, but also sort of had themes of, you know, belonging and wanting to, you know, find your family, which was really beautiful. I definitely think that I want to pick up more of TJ's books because I think that I'll really enjoy them. So the final two books that I've read, I have just pulled off my bookshelf. You can see the holes in the shelf behind me. I'm really hoping that the books above don't fall down, but fingers crossed. So I had two 5-star books this month, and they're books that I have had on my shelf for a wee while. I've wanted to get into them. I was going to wait until autumn to read them, but in the end, I just couldn't. I just couldn't help myself. So the first book that we have is A Tempest of Tea. Now I do have the We Hunt, the Flame and Weave Free the Stars series on my shelf by the same author, but I haven't read them yet. But this just sounded so up my alley. It's got vampires, it's got cozy fantasy tea shops, it's got some sort of mystery that needs to be solved, and I just loved it. The characters were perfect. I am a little bit obsessed with Jin. I feel like he is giving me very Gem from the Shadowhunters vibes. I hope that there's going to be more books. I believe that there is, but I hope that they come soon because I really want to read them ASAP. And the last book that I read was The Crimson Moth. Now, I believe this has just changed to Heartless Hunter, because I believe the series is now called The Crimson Moth and Heartless Hunter is the same book. However, I did pick up the copy that's called The Crimson Moth on the front. I can't remember exactly which way the books are going, whether it used to be Crimson Moth and is now Heartless Hunter, or if it's the other way around. If you know and you watch this, please correct me in the comments. That would be great. However, I love this. Now, I have seen mixed reviews on this book. I have seen some say that it was really boring and that it lacked sort of gripping. I love this, but I don't know whether maybe this is just a perfect book to me. It's got a witch and a witch hunter. It's got romance, but not crazy romance. So there's a romance element to it, but it is more about the mystery of what's happening within the book, and I love that. And I love a good fantasy romance. I love the plot more than I love the actual romance part sometimes, and this is what did it perfectly for me. I have pre-ordered the second one. I don't think it comes out until February next year, but I am really, really excited for it, and I cannot wait. So those are the books that I read. Where is my tea gone? It's not even tea, it's coffee. So those are the books that I read in August. Now, I did also start 3 other books that I'm hoping to finish in September. Those books are the first book in the Mistborn series. I think I'm about 60% through. I wanted to give Brandon Sanderson's books a go for a while, but my friend Kelly encouraged me to do a buddy read with her. I'm not entirely too sure if she finished that book, but I definitely haven't, and we started it at the very, very beginning of August. So I'm hoping to finish that coming into September, and if I like it, move on to the next ones. I also have started the 3rd book in the Gold Rush Ranch series by Elsie Silver, so I'm hoping to read the 3rd and 4th in September. And the last book that I started is I have a hardback copy of The Hurricane Wars, and I'm hoping that The Hurricane Wars is another book that I can finish in September. I'm about 3 chapters in, so not very far through. I am interested to see where it goes, but I feel like it is a book that there's lots of names and places very, very early on, and there seems to be a whole political element to it that I'm going to have to try and understand. So it is taking a little bit of time to get into. I'm not fully gripped yet, but it's leading there. It's leading there. So what I'd like to talk about then is the books that I really want to read in September. So other than the 3 that I've spoken about, the ones on my list are Wild Eyes by Elsie Silver. I have been gifted this book. I know that I've been gifted this book. Sorry, there's a fly buzzing around my room and it's driving me mental. Anywho, so Wild Eyes by Elsie Silver. I cannot wait to get it. My fiance has told me that I can pick some books for my birthday, and it's in a couple of weeks, and the book actually comes out like about a week before my birthday, so he is going to pre-order it for me, so I'm excited to get through that one. Also, the new Richard Osman book comes out in September. It comes out on the 12th. It's called We Solve Murders. Now, I love the Thursday Murder Club series. It's the books that I recommend to everybody. I love them. They're so cozy and fun. I love them. I think they're great. So he's got a new series coming out, which is called We Solve Murders. I'm really excited about it. The next book I want to read is Belladonna. Now, I have had Belladonna on my shelf in the paperback copy for a while, and I did recently also pick up Foxglove when it came out in the paperback edition. So I do want to read those 2 books before the 3rd comes out in the paperback option, which I don't believe is for a little while, so I do have some time, but I keep eyeing it. I think it's just behind me. Yeah, it's up here. I do keep eyeing it, and I really want to read it. I also would like to read We Hunt the Flame. because the author that wrote A Tempest of Tea has fully gripped me, and I want to read her other series, which is We Have the Flame. There's 2 books, I have them both. I actually picked them up in a little bookshop in Glasgow, I want to say 2022, like the very beginning of 2022, and they've sat here and I haven't read them, so I definitely feel like I should do. And the last book that I want to read, I couldn't help but pull off the shelves, and it is The Spell Shop. Now, this is another one that I just think is going to be so cute. A faraway island, a secret spell shop, an unexpected romance. What more can I want? I love cozy fantasy books. Ones that I would sort of maybe describe as cozy fantasy are Tempest of Tea. You've got Legends and Lattes. But I love books like that, something a little bit whimsical, a little sort of light on the fantasy, not too heavy. Anything that's to do with, you know, shops and coffee shops or libraries. Lore of the Wilds was another one which I would describe as a cozy fantasy. I'm so excited. So this is going to be added to my September TB read. I also think that we're coming into autumn. In September we're coming into autumn, and I feel like it's a perfect time to read this. And look how cute, there is a cat with wings on the front cover. What more could you want? And that's it. So I hope that you enjoyed this video, but those are all of the books that I want to read in September and the books that I just read in August. I'm hoping that because this is the start of my YouTube adventure into book talk again, that I will post quite frequently. I'm thinking maybe once a week to start with, so hopefully I will be able to do that. But I hope everyone has a lovely week, and I will speak to you soon. Bye!